Oh, hello, Leopold. It's just me, the 1%. Today I had to drive to the shopping mall because my butler was feeling a little bit ill, and there were all these middle class peasants in the way. There was so much traffic. It was so appalling. Yes, next time I'll just have my butler get it for me. Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marko and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. So today we're talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart because it talks about the middle class. The topic for today is the middle class shrinking. So according to a new report from the Pew Research Center, the United States middle class is in fact shrinking. So this report looked at the United States and 11 Western European countries, and they found that in nearly 20 years from 1991 to 2010, the portion of American adults living in middle-class households fell from 62% to 59%. So let's define the middle class, at least according to this study. So it defined the middle-class households as those with incomes of anywhere between 2/3 and twice that of their country's median disposable household income. So for the United States, this gives you a range of roughly $35,000 a year to $106,000 a year for a household of three. So I live in the Midwest. I live in Northeast Ohio, and what's considered middle class here is a household making, I'd say, anywhere from like $60,000 to $100,000. That would be nice middle range, middle class, right? We're not driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris, but we're not starving either. So I think the numbers that they use for this study are pretty fair, at least for the Midwest where I'm from. So let's talk about why a middle class is important anyway. And we're talking about specifically having a large middle class. So a large middle class makes up the majority of purchases within an economy. So people in the middle class have disposable income, which enables them to make purchasing decisions. So they can buy cars, houses, manufactured goods, technology goods, etc., etc. Think of them as kind of like the heart that pumps the blood throughout the body being the country and the economy. So let's look on the flip side. A small middle class can directly affect the stock prices of companies that you're invested in because they can't afford their products. So if you can't buy those products, those companies' stock prices will eventually go down if they're not earning people's business or if they're not selling their goods. So let's move on to the next point. A strong middle class invests more in education. So education spending is linked directly to affordability. I know that if I couldn't afford college, at least be able to pay it off with the new job that I'm getting with my new education, I definitely wouldn't have went to college. I may have pursued the trades or a blue-collar job to where I didn't have to incur student loans or student debt. So if college isn't affordable or in the middle class is small or suffering financially, they won't be able to afford higher education. So why is this important? I think that whether you believe in higher education or not, I think that college really is the best path for some people, and for others, maybe not so much. Regardless, it is important for a country to have a well-educated population, in my opinion. So what can we do to make the middle class bigger? I think the first step is invest in upgrading people's skills so that they can earn a middle class wage. Also, number two, make education more affordable. I know that I'm kind of contradicting myself here because I said some people shouldn't go to college, some people should. I think that a lot of people neglect college these days because the tuitions and the student loans and the ROI that you get after finishing these college degrees just isn't there. So I think if the barrier to entry to higher education with lower tuitions is there, I think that more people will educate themselves rather than walking away or choosing a different career path. Number three is I think that financial literacy needs to be taught in high school. I remember when I was in high school, we did actually have a personal finance class where we talked about balancing a checkbook and things like that. It didn't talk about investing, it didn't talk about growing your wealth like we do on this channel, but I think that if people just start to understand how to create a simple budget, how to not abuse a credit card, how to just be able to save for purchases that really matter, and deciphering wants versus needs, I think that is going to be a good step forward for creating a larger middle class. And then finally, I think everyone should sign up for the Informed Investor. That is my private membership group. I'm just kidding. But seriously, guys, I think those three things right there are a good way to increase the middle class. I know it's much easier said than done. I'm just a guy on a YouTube channel. But if you did enjoy this video, please send this to a middle class friend of yours and make sure that they understand how important they are to the economy. If you guys do want to support my work, check out the PayPal link below. And if you, all joking aside, if you do want to check out my investment group, The Informed Investor, that link is also below as well. Thank you so much for your time. Please be sure to share this video with a friend and have a prosperous day.